This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome. My name is Kelly Ferquin. I'm the Volunteer Services Manager with Special Olympics Kentucky, and we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the screening process for a Class A volunteer. Let's begin with first talking about the classification of a Class A volunteer. So these are individuals that work directly with athletes. You may be in a leadership role where authority of an athlete or supervision of athletes is involved. So these are individuals that serve as coaches, they serve as unified partners, chaperones maybe in addition to coaches, and athletes when they're traveling for competition purposes, transporters, so individuals who may be responsible for getting one or several other athletes to and from practice. Those are all examples of volunteers that would classify as a Class A volunteer. So for anyone that's serving in this type of a capacity, you would follow this screening process. First step of the screening process is to complete the Class A/Unified Partner application. It's a pretty straightforward application where you simply just have to follow through each line and complete the personal information that's requested. In addition to that application, we're going to ask that you also submit it with a copy of your state-issued ID, your driver's license. So the completed application where all information has been filled out and the release statement has been signed, and the photo ID are required for us to be able to successfully process the application and request a background check. That is something that is completed by our staff within our office, but those two items, the completed application and the photocopy of your ID, have to be submitted together for that next step in processing to be completed. While we are processing your application and requesting the background check, as the volunteer, the next step for you is to complete the online Special Olympics Kentucky volunteer orientation. What's nice about these next steps in the screening process is that each portion is accessible online through our website, so that way you have the opportunity to complete it at a time and a place that is convenient for you. The volunteer orientation provides further information on the Special Olympics movement and specifics to our program at Special Olympics Kentucky in specific. So we want you to take the time to review this content and this information so that way you are well prepared for your volunteer role in knowing a lot about the Special Olympics movement as a whole, but also the entirety of our program at Special Olympics Kentucky. The information is presented to you in the form of a PowerPoint. You simply review the slides and at the end have the opportunity to complete a short quiz to serve as verification that you have completed the orientation. What's also nice about each further step in the screening process is that's exactly how the information and verification will work. You'll receive the information online through a PowerPoint, review the information, complete a short quiz, and then your verification is complete. And so at that point, you've completed those steps and it's on us to complete our side of the processing in requesting the background check and then taking your quiz results and ensuring that that is placed in your file. So once you've completed the volunteer orientation, you'll move on to the next required portion, which is to complete the protective behaviors training and the concussion training. Again, these are online trainings that are accessible via our website, so that way you have the opportunity to complete them at the time and place that's convenient for you. So just to review each of these required steps in a nutshell, you'll complete the Class A/Unified Partner application and submit it via fax, mail, email, or scanning, along with a photocopy of your state-issued ID to our state office, where we will then process the application and request a background check. While we are requesting the background check, we then ask that you will move on to the SOCI volunteer orientation and then the protective behaviors training and the concussions training. These three portions are the required steps for all Class A volunteers. When you have done this and you have completed each portion and everything has successfully been placed on file, you will receive an official approval letter on Special Olympics Kentucky letterhead from a member of our staff. And your approval, your status, will be valid for 3 years. So you will not be asked to renew any portion of this process until 3 years from the date that your application was first received. At that point, you'll resubmit the application and you'll complete the trainings again to renew your status. That is, in a nutshell, the Class A volunteer screening process. If you're going to serve as a Class A volunteer in the capacity of a coach of any kind, so a head coach, an assistant coach, we're also going to ask that you become a certified coach. The way that you can do that is to become certified specifically in the sport that you're coaching. We now, as of 2020, offer online sports certifications for the majority of our sports programs. So this is something that we are requiring of all head coaches and all assistant coaches. And again, it's in an online format that's accessible through our website. So we're going to show you how you can access all portions of the screening process in addition to these sports certifications on our website, and you have the freedom to complete them on your time in a place that's most convenient for you. And as always, as you're going through the screening process or just within your time of serving as a Special Olympics Kentucky volunteer, please never hesitate to reach out to our team if you have any questions or need assistance with any aspect of the screening process. Again, I'm the Volunteer Services Manager. My name is Kelly Furquin, and my information is right here for you. My email address and my phone number. This information is also accessible via our website, so you should be able to gain access to it and reach out to us if you need anything at any time. Now, let's transition over to our website and let's review exactly how you can access each portion of the Class A volunteer process. So first, you would begin with going to our SOCI website. Then you're going to go to the Volunteer/Coaches Corner. This is accessible from any page on our website. You're going to simply hover your cursor over Coaches Corner and click on Coaching Certification. That's going to open this web page. Simply scroll down just a little bit, and under this heading of Coach Certification Process, you'll see that step 1 is to become a Class A volunteer. So that's why we are going to direct every Class A volunteer to this coaching certification page, because this is the first step of the process. So right here, with each bullet point, each portion of the Class A volunteer screening process is represented. And as you can see, all of these options are hyperlinked. There's text in red. By simply clicking on the red portions of the text, you're going to open each of these items. So let's begin with reviewing the Class A volunteer application. Simply click right on it, and this is the application. It is in a PDF format, so the majority of our volunteers will have to print this and then fill it out and submit it. But if you do have the ability to edit a PDF on your home computer, you're more than welcome to do that, and an electronic signature at that point in time is acceptable. Simply review each portion of the application, make sure that you provide all information that it asks for, sign the release on this second page, and then in addition to your photocopy of your ID, submit these to our office via fax, mail, email, and then we can begin processing your application and completing the background check. The next step, the volunteer orientation training. You can access that training by simply clicking right here. It's going to pull up the PowerPoint for you. You simply just have to review the PowerPoint presentation and the information here that is provided. And then once you reviewed all of this information, you will complete the training by submitting the quiz. The quiz is going to be provided to you directly in this PowerPoint. All you have to do is click on the hyperlink and it's going to open it for you. So again, review all of the information, and on this slide where it says final step, it says right here that you can complete the quiz by clicking here. As you can see here is bolded and in a different color. So we're going to click right there, and it's going to take you to the volunteer orientation quiz. This first page is going to ask you for your personal information, so that way when we receive the result, we know who to assign it to. Once you've filled out all of that information, you simply hit next. It's going to take you to page 2, and that's where the quiz is provided. So simply read the questions, answer them, and then hit submit when it's done. We automatically at our office will receive that result, and then we'll utilize the personal information that you fill out to know who to assign that training too. So it will be placed in your file at that point and marked as completed. The next step, the protective behaviors course and the concussion course. Those are both linked right here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the concussion course. Again, you simply click on it. It's going to open the PowerPoint for you, review the information, and then on the last slide, click here where it links to the quiz. The quiz looks very similar to the volunteer orientation quiz. Again, you provide your personal information, hit next to go to page 2 to access the quiz itself, and then hit submit when you have completed the quiz. The next portion is the protective behaviors course. So again, you're just going to click on the text that's read. And as you can see, this looks a little bit different. This page directs you to instructions on how to access the protective behaviors course. This course is the only item in the Class A volunteer screening process that is not conveniently located on our website. You can gain access to it through our website, but you do have to actually create a username and password for the Special Olympics Learning Portal to be able to get to the training itself. So when you're on our website and you click on the protective behaviors course, this is the page that you're directed to. Simply read this page in its entirety and follow step 1 through 6, and you'll be able to access the training. Right here is how you would open the Special Olympics Learning Portal. This is what it looks like. So this is where you begin. You would click register, and then you would begin to create your login information. That is shown to you here through these screenshots, and step by step, it explains exactly what information you need to provide. Once you have completed that form, you will receive this verification notice, and it says new user registration. Thank you so much for your registration. Now you need to activate your account and password. So you're going to receive an email in the account that you use to create your login information. When you access that email, it's going to ask you to activate your account. Here is an example of what the email will look like. And as you will see, it says, click the following link. So right here, you click this single-use Special Olympics account activation button. When you click that button, it then will automatically open the learning portal for you, and you'll just use the login information that you just created to sign in. Once you do that, you've completed all steps, you're logged in, and then you can click on the protective behavior trainings to start the quiz. So simply, it'll be right there, visible at the forefront for you. After you log in, you click on it, you go through each portion of the training, complete the quiz, and then again, we will automatically receive your results. So just ensure that you read this webpage in its entirety and follow steps 1 through 6 as it describes here. Once you've done that, you've completed all portions of the Class A volunteer screening process, the application, the volunteer orientation, the protective behaviors course, and the concussions course. If you are serving in the capacity of a head coach or an assistant coach, we then ask that you become a certified coach by completing one of the online sports certifications. You can access that from this webpage by simply clicking right here, where it says complete an online sports certification training and quiz. Click on the red text and it's going to direct you to a different page on our website. Here, all of the online sports certification trainings are housed. So let's say you're serving as a head basketball coach. You're going to click on basketball coaching certification. Again, the text is red, and it's going to automatically open this training for you. Much like the other online training, the information is provided to you in a PowerPoint format. And as you start to wrap up the PowerPoint, the quiz is provided for you directly in the presentation. So you simply click the link, and it's going to direct you to the certification quiz. Much like with the other trainings, You complete your personal information, then fill out the quiz, then hit submit at the bottom, and we will automatically receive the results. This is how you can complete the screening process to become a Class A volunteer, and how those that are serving in the capacity as a head coach or assistant coach can also access the online sports certification. Again, at any time, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to our team or myself directly as the Volunteer Services Manager by utilizing the email here or the phone number that's listed. Thank you so much.